Good evening, everybody. You're watching the Just Keep Up podcast, where we're one step ahead. I'm Kurt Johnson. This is Pete Zindros. We're excited to be back to you guys here on this Monday. We have a great show planned for you tonight. We have a lot to talk about, lots to get into. Big show. No featured story tonight, guys. As you guys know, this is a Sports Monday, so we're going to be talking all about the AFC and the NFC Championship games. So we're going to start off with the Kansas City Chiefs. They defeated the Buffalo Bills again, 32 to 29. And then in the NFC Championship, the Eagles beat the Commanders 55 to 23. So two massive, massive games. And now we have our Super Bowl. We have Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles for the second time in 3 years. So that's going to be a good show, guys. So it's going to be a great show. Before we get into it, I'm going to remind you to like and subscribe, help us to impact and to reach as many people as possible. And with addition to that, guys, follow me on YouTube and Rumble, guys, at Kurt's Philosophy, if you are interested in the world's deepest, darkest secrets. And right after this, guys, you want to check us out because uh, we're going to be going over JFK in the leaked documents that have been out and everything else like that. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely go check us out over there. Other than that, bro, do you have anything before we get into the show?
Oh yeah. All right, guys. So go follow me on YouTube at Pete's YouTube Shorts. Also go follow me on TikTok, Fresh Prince Pete. We've been on a roll on both of those platforms, okay? With all this football stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Some people love it, but some people are also hating on me. Okay.
Love
So
it.
it seems like I'm becoming the guy that they either love or hate. Like I'm getting a lot of likes, but the comments are mostly hateful. So shoot, bro. You want to come at me? Go ahead, feel free. So yeah, guys, go follow me on both those platforms though. I really appreciate it. But yeah, if you don't got nothing else, we can get started.
All right. Yep. All right, guys. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna get started with our Chiefs game here. So the Chiefs beat the Bills again, 32 to 29, without some controversy. There was the fourth down conversion that I'm not gonna lie, I thought that Josh Allen had it, but they changed the spot to make it so that he didn't get it. I personally thought that he got it, but he didn't get it, and the Chiefs ended up scoring on that drive. And then another fourth down came, and I just feel bad for Josh Allen. I mean, he just Kincaid just dropped the ball. Josh Allen couldn't have placed it in a better position. He dropped the ball. Kansas City goes down again, gets some key third downs, and they win the game 32 to 29 to represent the AFC in the championship game. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions, but the first question of this game is going to be just what's your overall take on the game? And you got
Rigged.
this wrong, by the way. I got this right. You got this wrong, by the way, but go ahead. What's your take?
No, I was correct. The Bills won the fair game. They lost the rigged game. So I wasn't wrong, okay? I wasn't wrong. The Bills won the fair game, but not the rigged game. I mean, the part where I was wrong was me not predicting that they wouldn't give Josh Allen a first down when he clearly had it. You could see the line, right? He had the ball tucked in. His whole upper body was over. The only part that wasn't over the line were his legs. And obviously, he doesn't have the ball on his legs. All that matters is that the ball crosses the line. That's all that matters. And he got it over. And mind you, bro, that was like a whole momentum changer right there. Like they had the lead. They would have gotten probably a field goal at worst on that drive. Field goal, possibly a touchdown. But instead, the Chiefs got the ball on the overturned call. They scored a touchdown. And yeah, that was it. And I could also prove how the refs were backing them up on that play. I don't know if you guys peeped this or not, but on the last play of the game where Josh Allen had no choice but to throw it downfield because he was about to get hit, Kincaid dropped the pass, but the refs actually threw a flag. Like they were literally ready to overturn the call because they thought Kincaid caught it. But turns out he dropped it, so they just said, "Fuck it, never mind." So that's proof right there that the refs were just not going to allow the Chiefs to lose this game, bro. Like it's fucking ridiculous, bro. But Josh Allen outperformed Mahomes. I feel sorry for him, man. Every year he puts his heart and soul into every single play all year just for the same shit over and over again to happen. Like I really feel sorry for this guy.
Okay, so I mean, I couldn't disagree with you more. this game wasn't about Josh Allen, as these games are never about Josh Allen. We all know Josh Allen is going to give it his all. He's going to compete. What it comes down to is two things, and I've been very critical of Patrick Mahomes. I'm not I'm not the biggest Patrick Mahomes fan out there, but I am realistic when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, and I am realistic when I say we have never seen anything like this, right? Where you could feel as it gets later on in the game, you could feel that, yeah, this game is over. This game is over. Like, you gave Mahomes too much time, or, you gave him the ball, or you couldn't convert, or you dropped the pass, or you missed the guy. Like, you need to be perfect to beat this football team. You need to be perfect to beat Patrick Mahomes. Shannon Sharp said it best. He said the greatest asset on the field is fear, right? And they fear Patrick Mahomes. They fear him, right? And so that's the biggest. That's the Bills' biggest enemy is they fear Patrick Mahomes on these last drives. And again, Josh Allen played the best that he could play. I'm not putting this on Josh Allen, but it's not about him. It's never about Josh Allen. It's about Patrick Mahomes, and it's about Andy Reid scheming excellent, excellent schemes. I think it's time to have the conversation, about him potentially being the greatest coach of all time. I mean, the amount of times that guys are wide open in key plays of the game. And it's not just this year, it's not the previous year, it's not the year after that. Always, these guys are just wide open. And that gives guys like Pete ammo to say, well, was it Patrick Mahomes or was it Andy Reid's scheme? Because these guys are just wide open. But it's true. I mean, the play to P Ryan, that was a perfect play. They haven't called that all game. And it was a simple it was just a simple dump off. And it went 10 yards because that's great scheming by Andy Reid. And then again, on the fourth down, I think it's time to have to talk about Spags too, about him being one of the greatest defensive coaches ever. On a fourth down, he decides to blitz a corner. Who the fuck is going to do that besides Spags? And he always finds a way to come up with these exotic blitzes in key moments when you have to make a play, when you need the play. It's Andy Reid, it's Spags, and it's Patrick Mahomes. And that's what it's about. It's not about Josh Allen. It's about the greatest three tandem of all time: your defensive coach, your play caller, and your quarterback.
Yeah, obviously the Chiefs execute. They know how to get shit done, but there's no denying that there's no denying that the refs were not going to allow them to lose this. But like on a fairly called game, I really believe the Bills walk away with this one. Like I really do, and that's why I feel so bad for Josh. I'm not taking nothing away from Mahomes or Reed. They're both great. Okay, they're both great. Even though I like to hate on Mahomes a lot, he is great, and
Yes.
he's the best quarterback in the NFL. I give it to
Yes.
him. Okay, and he's bound to be a top two quarterback ever eventually. If he's not already, he's bound to be a top two quarterback ever eventually. So I give it to him. Okay, they know how to execute, but yeah, the refs definitely helped them out on this one.
I'll say this, you know, to me, that sure looked like he got it by far. Like that, it looked like it wasn't even close to me. Now, however, I will say this: that line that we see on TV is not always the most accurate. Like that line that we see on television is just an estimate of where it is, but that's not the actual marker in the game. Okay, so that's why a lot of times people on TV, they're like, well, he got it. And then they show the measuring stick and it's like, wait, it wasn't right there. No, it was. That was just a marker that they showed on television. So I do want to point that out as I see a lot of people saying, well, he got it by far, blah, blah, blah. You do have to take into consideration that this is television and on TV, you're giving an estimate. That's not the exact correct marker. Right. And so that's why they mark it. They go on the field and they put the thing and they mark it to see if the player was short or not. Now, I do understand why people are saying this because it's like over and over again, the Chiefs get a break. And so people are now watching it with the microscope and saying, what the hell is going on here? And it does look sketchy, but I do just want to point that out. Now, With that being said, however, and I'm going to refute my own point, but with that being said, even if the marker was slightly off, I still feel like he did get it, but I do feel like it wasn't enough to overturn the call. So you have to factor in, okay, the television marker isn't 100% accurate, and then on top of that, it's kind of too close to overturn the call. Remember, the call on the field was it was a turnover on downs. They didn't get it. So I feel like if the call was they got it, it wouldn't have been overturned. I feel if the thing was they got it and then it was overturned, then I would say okay, yeah, there's some foul play here. But the fact that the call on the field was it was they didn't convert it. I felt like it was just too close to overturn. I know from our angle it seems like it was obvious, but remember that marker all the time isn't 100% accurate.
Well, they did show like pretty much every angle, and I wasn't even going just off of the yellow line. I was going off of, the orange sticks that they go on the sidelines. Like when you look at the angles, you could see Josh Allen and the ball were literally on the sticks. So that's a first down right there. They showed pretty much everything. So realistically, bro, you could go back and look. Like there's really no evidence that Josh Allen didn't get it. Like one of the refs actually said he got it, but then the other one disagreed with him and said no, he didn't get it. And then they reviewed the play and they're like, he got it, but now we need the Chiefs to win this game. Get just overturn the call. Nope, you didn't get it. Nope.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think that that's what's happening. I think the call was too close to overturn. I think the call was too close to overturn. The same as the Worthy catch, Xavier Worthy. I think those types of plays when you call it on the field a catch and then you challenge it, it's kind of like those are things you can't overturn. It's very similar to the Des Bryant catch in Green Bay in 2014. We all remember that, where that was a similar catch, and they called that an incomplete pass. When, if you ask me, it was a complete pass, but the ruling on the field was incomplete. So because it's that kind of close, it's kind of hard to overturn that, in a way, because it needs to be, without a shadow of a doubt, that was the incorrect call, like not even close, right? Even if it's a slight chance, maybe they're always going to stick with the call on the field. So but this game, I definitely didn't see as much ref play as there is sometimes in Kansas City games. This one I thought was fairly it was fairly good. I mean, I know people are on Twitter going crazy because they said on the last play that Mahomes had there was a lot of blocking penalties that weren't called, and but like I said, you can find holding on every single play. You can literally go and find holding on every single play. They just can't be egregious right in front of the ref, right? And so I didn't see any of those types of calls or any of those types of holds today. I thought that it was ref fairly even. The only thing that was controversial a little bit was when Patrick Mahomes got in the end zone. Guy DeMar Hamlin, I believe it was, slammed into the ground, which I thought that should have been called automatically. But then they kind of waited until Travis Kelce went over there, and then they called the unsportsmanlike conduct on Hamlin when I thought it should have been flagged automatically because Mahomes was well in the end zone. Like there was no need to throw your whole weight on him and kind of slam him down. Like that's not needed. He was already in the end zone. So I personally think that should have been called well before Travis Kelce went over there. But I hear some people pointing out like, yeah, here's another call for Mahomes. It's like, well, he was all the way in the end zone, to be fair. What this game showed, and this is the last thing I'll say before I turn it to you, but what this game showed me was, again, how better schematically and coaching these two teams are. Equally talented, but what difference is, and put yourself in another category, is when your coaching is flawless. And the Chiefs coaching is flawless offensively and defensively. It's flawless. On the Bills side, Josh Allen quarterback sneak. They ran the sneak 5 times for 3 yards in the game. So you have to understand when it comes to a certain point of time, okay, they're running it over the left guard. That's not working in this game. Let's use some play action. Let's do some boots and some rollouts, right? Like the Chiefs did with Patrick Mahomes. It was a perfectly called game by the Chiefs. Perfectly called. And that's the difference in this game is coaching, right? And so The Bills have to ask themselves the question. McDermott is a great coach, but you have to ask yourself the question. You need to be more than great to beat Patrick Mahomes and to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. And can you do that with your head coach? And I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, that unnecessary roughness call, bro. Realistically, bro, did that call even make a difference to anything? No, he got the touchdown, bro. And bro, let's be honest, bro. What are they gonna do? Move them up 5 extra yards for the extra point, bro? Butker is one of the best kickers in the league. He's not missing that regardless. So,
Nope.
I mean, they gave him the call, but regardless, that call did not make a single difference in the game, anyways. Yeah, the Xavier Worthy catch, I'm not gonna lie. That one I would probably say was a catch. I mean, the defender and Worthy caught it first. The defender put his hands on it. That one I could probably give to them, but that Josh Allen conversion is what really bugged me because from every angle you could see that the ball was over, but the refs didn't give him the call, and that changed the whole momentum of the game right there. And the Chiefs won the game off that. I mean, I felt like the Chiefs are the better team. They are the better team. I chose the Bills to win because I just felt like it was Joshy's time, and I mean, he did outperform Mahomes in my opinion at least, but the Chiefs executed better. Then on top of that, they had the calls going their way. So, I mean, there's not much more
No,
Josh can do. But I will say this, though. Josh Allen is the second best quarterback in football. I had him third, but he's better than Burrow, bro. He's done enough at this point to prove it to me.
it's close. It certainly is close. It's very, very, very close. I love Joshy, man. He's my favorite quarterback to watch. Other than obviously Aaron Rodgers. He's my favorite quarterback to watch. And you know, what I really believe is it's coaching. And the reason why I say that it's coaching is because I think if you switch the quarterbacks, Josh Allen wins that game for Kansas City. And so now it becomes Kansas City's team, right? I don't think Patrick Mahomes wins that game for Buffalo. I don't think any quarterback wins that game for Buffalo. When you factor in the scheming of the Chiefs and then you factor in how good Josh Allen is, I think Josh Allen could have done what Patrick Mahomes had done in that game. He didn't do anything too spectacular, right? And I think Josh Allen could have done that, but that proves the scheme and that proves the team, right? The teams are evenly matched, I feel, but what puts them over the edge a lot of times is coaching and defense. They have the greatest playoff performer on defense in Chris Jones of all time. And that's not my opinion. That is a fact. They have the greatest playoff performer as a defensive player in NFL history in Chris Jones. He has the most sacks. He has the most sacks in playoff history with 2 minutes or less in a football game. That's how dominant Chris Jones is. And so, when you factor in all of these things, Spags, Andy Reid, right? Like it's unbeatable. It's unbeatable. And then especially what what people say the refs, with an addition to the refs, who's gonna win, realistically speaking. And so I'm gonna wait to give my pick. We'll wait to do picks until next Friday. So not this one, but next Friday we'll do our picks. But I just think that what it comes down to is the Chiefs have better coaching, the Chiefs have the better quarterback, and the Chiefs have the better players. And so, they're I'm gonna say my pick, but yeah, it's a wrap, bro.
I mean, all right. I don't got nothing else to say. I already got all my opinions out the way. Yeah, I mean, I think the Bills should have won the game. I think the Chiefs are the better team, but I just thought it was Joshy's time. And I mean, Josh Allen was the better quarterback that game, but it came down to that call at the end that changed the whole momentum. So yeah.
Yeah. But we'll move on. We'll talk about our next game, which is the Eagles and Commanders. You got this one right. I don't think anyone would have predicted the score, but the Eagles did win 55-23. And spoiler alert, Daniels didn't have any turnovers. So the Commanders in the first half had 3 turnovers, and none of them were on him. So what's your take on this game?
I definitely expected the Commanders to at least keep it competitive. Like, I think I predicted my score to be 31-24. The score ended up being 55-23. Okay. I don't think anybody expected this much of a blowout. I am not going to lie. This was probably the most flawless game I've ever seen a football team play. Like from top to bottom, bro. From quarterback to running back to receivers to tight ends to all line to defense. Everybody dominated that game. They were playing so good, in fact, that they literally had their third string running back getting freaking 60-yard gains in garbage time. Like that's how good they were playing, bro. Like the way the Eagles played was just freaking ridiculous. Everybody balled out. Jalen Hurts finally figured it out, as I said he would. He had a great game. Saquon Barkley had a great game. Everything was going right for them, and Jalen Hurts did outperform Jaden Daniels. So let's show Jalen Hurts some love, man. You know what I'm saying, man? And I hope he does win the Super Bowl. Hope he gets his revenge because he truly does deserve it, man. He's a leader. He's always there for Philly. I really hope they win. But as far as the Commanders go, yeah, I mean, I just knew they weren't going to win this, bro. They just weren't the better team. I mean, props to Jaden Daniels. He got them here. Nobody expected them to even be in the playoffs, let alone the NFC title game. I give him hella props, but unfortunately, he got sold. Okay, guys were fumbling the ball left and right. His defense couldn't get a stop, and it's just like, I mean, yeah, I mean, he can't really do nothing else about it. So yeah, that's my overall take.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. You know, this game was not on Jaden Daniels, and the reason why I picked the Commanders to win this game was because I thought if anyone would mess it up, it'd be him, and I didn't think that it would mess it up. But what I didn't account for was the team to have three turnovers in the first half. I mean, it's like, what is going on? This team was clearly not ready for the moment, clearly not ready for the spotlight. So, honestly, like what I would say is, you know, are the Commanders here to stay? It's tough to tell, bro. I mean, it's tough to tell because yes, they did beat the Lions. Yes, they did. But clearly they got out coached, they got out schemed, they didn't have their players, and Jaden Daniels can't do it all by himself. And so if they don't get this man some help, if they don't get this man some offensive line protection, if they don't get this man an actual good running back besides 32-year-old Eckler, like if they don't do things to sorry guys, if they don't do things to give Daniels a chance to compete, I don't know if next year will be better than this year. We all know the second year for everybody
Mm-hmm.
is harder than the first year, including Patrick Mahomes, right? His first year, he threw 50 touchdowns. The second year, 30 touchdowns, right? So, the second year is always harder than the first year because they have things against, they have tape on you, right? So maybe I'm not saying maybe. I think they definitely will take a step back next year if they don't get this guy some help.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Year two is always tougher than year one. I mean, look at CJ Stroud, for example. He clearly regressed in year two, and his team actually got him help too this time. Like he had arguably the best overall weapons in football when you look at running back, receiver, and tight end. Arguably, he had the best ones this year, and he only had 20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. So clearly, if you can't adjust, you're going to regress. Now, do I think Jaden Daniels is going to take the CJ Stroud path? No, I don't think so. I think he's a little more legit than Stroud is. I think he's good enough to actually figure it out, but he definitely needs help. Because let's be honest, bro. If we look at the Commanders roster, they need everything but a quarterback. If you look at it, like, bro, the man's best receiver is Terry McLaurin. Now, Terry McLaurin is not bad, but if he's your wide receiver one, you need more help. Okay, he's more of like a wide receiver two. Their tight end is a washed up Zach Ertz. Their backfield is Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler.
Yeah, and
Like their
30
offensive line isn't very good. Their defense sucks. They literally need everything but a quarterback, bro. So they got to get this man some freaking help, bro. Do I expect the Commanders to be back in the NFC title game as soon as next year? No, I don't expect them to be back here. They might make the playoffs. Will they be back here eventually? if they get Daniel's help, eventually they will be 100%. But it's not going to be next year, though.
Yeah, it's not going to be next year for sure. And I just feel bad, man. Like, your best chance to win is honestly a rookie because you're catching people off guard. No one sees it coming, and then bam, you have your best chance. It just sucks that they weren't able to capitalize on it. But yeah, guys, that's the show, guys. So we went over Chiefs, Bills, and then the Eagles, Commanders. So it was a great show. Again, guys, I'm going to remind you to like and subscribe, help us to impact and to reach as many people as possible. And with addition to that, guys, follow me on YouTube and Rumble, guys, at Kurt's Philosophy if you are interested in the world's deepest, darkest secrets. And then, guys, follow Pete on YouTube, guys. I believe it's at Pete Shorts, correct?
At Pete's YouTube Shorts, yes.
Yep. And then follow him on TikTok as well, guys.
TikTok is Fresh Prince Pete. We've been on a roll, guys. So I'm gonna keep dropping more and more content about sports, life, just anything, guys. I'm just being me on that channel.
Yep, exactly, guys. So go catch him over there, and then we'll talk to you guys again on Wednesday for Casual Wednesday. All right, guys. Peace.